Hey YouTube, Island Homesteader here with a much needed garden update and a little bit of news right off the bat. I'm using a new camera. I don't know if it looks any different or not. It's a JVC Everio MG230U. Bought it from a kid here in town that I saw him listed on Facebook, and I made him an offer and jumped on it. The nice thing is it's a hard disk drive camera, so it's not recording to those little mini DVD-Rs like I was before, and having to fill up one before I edited and made a video. So, alright, let's jump down there on the ground and take a look and see what's going on. Yeah, I forgot. It's Saturday, May 26th. It's about 7:15 in the morning. Here's that first box that I put in. Some winners and some losers in here, I guess. This is the last two of the garlic that lived, and it's dying now. And unfortunately, I think so are my onions. So I don't know what's going on in this box. They're all turning brown on their leaf tips, and looks like they're shriveling up, dying to me. So I need to get some compost tea made. I haven't done that in a while, and get that on here and see if maybe that'll help some. I mean, some of the stuff in this box is doing good. Here's the chard that's in here. The carrots right there. I mean, the carrots that sprouted, you know, they looking good. The spinach never made it, but I think it was just too warm for the spinach. The rutabagas are growing really good. I mean, they're giant. I mean, that thing's the size, I don't know, at least a baseball in there. There's a bunch of them. So the lettuce is bolted. This Butter Crunch lettuce bolted. We should have picked it, I guess, a lot sooner. We got lazy. It's starting to flower. I may just let it seed. I've never collected seeds from anything in a garden before, so I may just let it go. Here's some of that other lettuce. This is the red sales, and that's the black seeded Simpson and the mesclun mix. It never got very big. I mean, it's never got big enough to pick, but I never thinned it either. Remember, I was just going to let it grow. So maybe that was a mistake. We'll try again in the fall with lettuce. Here's some beets over here. These are those Detroit dark reds, and some of them are doing good. Some of them have just not taken off at all. So green onions. The green onions down here are growing. They're growing great. Little clusters of green onions. Broccoli and cabbage. Broccoli is starting to set heads. Hopefully they'll get bigger. And the cabbage is starting to head up. So we seem to have gotten the bugs under control in here. Yellow squashes. Yellow squashes are growing. Look great. They're blooming. Got lots of blooms in here. Got a bunch of little baby yellow squashes. This is yellow crookneck. So hopefully they're getting pollinated. The bush sugar babies, planted them a week ago today, and they sprouted yesterday finally. That was the second time of planting them. So it looks like hopefully we'll have watermelons this year. The straw idea in the garden, see all that? Pretty sure that's wheat. That's growing. It's not like the grass that normally grows here. There's some of that too, but all this stuff here, this is not like the normal grass that grows. So I'm pretty sure this is wheat from the straw. So I'll figure that out. I've got some landscape fabric. I think I'm going to rake some of the straw back and try to kill what's under it, and then put the landscape fabric back and put the straw back over top of it, because I don't want to walk around out here on black landscape fabric all summer burning my feet. The zucchinis, they're doing good, blooming. See, these are all male flowers on this plant. There's a little zucchini down in there. And there's a couple on that one over there. Hopefully the squash swine. It's too early in the morning, folks. The squash vine borer will leave me alone this year, but we'll have to wait and see. Here's that box with all different stuff in it. The okras down that side are looking good. Something's out here eating on them. I don't know what it is. I was trying not to spray much this year, but we might have to change that plan. The chard up here is growing. This is the bright lights. Looks like there's some pinks and some yellows, some oranges, maybe some whites, so that's good. It's growing. The beets right there are growing. The peanuts are growing really good. So I think I'm going to have to come up with a way to put a barrier right there to keep them in their own little square foot. Got some radishes down here that are ready to pick. I don't remember which one these are. I have to look them back up. These might just be those cherry bells like I grew the first time. And there was a mixed color ones beside of them that didn't do much. There's a couple of leeks. The leeks did come up, a couple of them. So let's see. Eggplant over here. Those are those Japanese eggplant, and that's 2 black beauties right there. And they're all getting ready to start blooming, and I'm going to let them bloom. I need to get some bamboo stakes out here and stake them up, but I've been pinching the blooms off up till now, but I'm going to go ahead and let them bloom. Some of those purple beans I filled this box in with just to have something in here, and then all the different peppers. There's 4 jalapenos, yellow, but I'm not going to go through them all. There's banana peppers, and then there's just green peppers, red peppers, orange peppers, yellow peppers. But maybe you guys can help me out here with the peppers. See these leaves, the way they are? Is this is that a mineral deficiency, like a calcium or something? I would have thought that there was plenty of calcium in this soil with all the shell that's in it. But some of these new leaves are crinkling up like that. Here's a good shot of that one. See how it's crinkled? I'm guessing that it's like a calcium or something, so if anybody can help me out with that, let me know how to fix that. Just give me a shout in the comments down there. The box of beans. These are the green beans. Here's the yellow wax beans, and they're starting to bloom. And here's those purple royal burgundy beans down here. And they've been blooming, and you can see they've got little beans on them. So they're doing really good. The peas right here, let's see, the second peas I planted, I think those were the sugar snaps. It's not going to be a good spring for peas, it doesn't look like. But the snow peas, those first ones that got planted, they're doing good up to the top of the fence. And let's see, here's our first little snow pea. That's just about ready to pick. So maybe we'll get a few peas. Alright, here's something else. The potatoes. These things have been growing like gangbusters. They've not bloomed, but it looks like, well, I mean, it doesn't look like they are. Turning yellow. There's some that's already died off in there. You can see right there. These are the Yukon Gold, and I know they're a yellow potato. I mean, an early potato. It was planted St. Patrick's weekend, so here it is, the end of May. So that's 2.5 months. 80 days maybe. Is it just their time? I don't know. I'd have to go back and look it up and see how long these are supposed to go. There's no, there's no bugs on them. They've been getting plenty of water, maybe too much. Maybe that could be a problem. I mean, we've had rain every couple of days here for the last couple of weeks, and we've not had a lack of water. So I don't know if maybe that has something to do with it. But they're not. It's not muddy in the bags. They've drained real well. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe somebody out there does, and maybe it's just time. Maybe it's just they're getting old and going. I don't know. I thought potatoes would bloom before they finished up, but. Help me if you know what's going on. Let's look in these trellis boxes. These are the pole beans. They're growing great. But here's something else you can help me with. What's this? And some of these leaves are turning brown, and those spots in there are crunchy. I mean, you can see it all in here. I've never grown pole beans before. I don't know what that is. Now these in here are yellowing underneath there. So if that looks like something you recognize, let me know what I can do about it. Here's the second planting of pole beans. They're doing good. Cucumbers. They're just starting to vine out, it looks like. So we'll get them trained up the trellis here pretty soon. Got it loaded with flowers. I probably ought to pinch them off and let those cucumbers worry about getting a little bigger first. Cantaloupes, I got to thin them out. I planted 2 each, so it's time to thin them back to 1. The sweet potatoes over here are growing great. They've just about filled the box up with vines. I'm all the time having to just turn the vines back into the box, but they're filling this box out. Looking really good. And here's the corn with its just newly installed support system. I got some of that polyethylene, I guess it is, crop netting, that plastic crop netting. This is the 6x6 square. It's 4 feet tall, like a 328 foot roll of it or something. So I just stuck these stakes in the ground on the corners and then one down the middle on the long ends there, and just laid this crop netting down. It was kind of tough getting some of the corn up through it. I mean, some of that corn's gotten pretty tall. I put the first one at 6 inches above the ground, and then the second one a foot higher. I'm going to try to put it up every foot from there, but you can see the wind blowing out here today. That's what we put up with the corn. Usually your corn starts getting a little height and the wind just blows it over. So I'm hoping maybe this is the cure for that. We'll see if it holds it all in there. So anyway, guys, there's a look around the garden this morning. Like I said, you know, the leaves curling on some of the peppers and those brown things on the pole beans over there. If you guys can help me out, and what's going on with the potatoes. Maybe it's just their time. Garlic and onions. I'd already given up on garlic, but I certainly didn't want to give up on my onions, but they look like they're going to. So if you got any ideas, give me a shout, and hopefully you can hear me over the wind, the ever-present wind here on the island. Alright guys, y'all have a good day.